Who is Childs on the Beat? Best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube page and check him out. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar and a dream. The message for tonight is, what's done in the dark will always come to light. What's done in the dark will always come to light. A lot of times in life, I don't think people understand that the decisions that you make will make or break your life. And people think that they can do things when no one's watching, and they don't think that'll come back to bite them. But it always will. And I give you an example. Think about a bodybuilder for a second, okay? When you see a man or a woman and you see them in tip-top shape, I'm talking about tip-top shape. I'm talking about six-pack abs. They got the muscles in the thighs, arms on point. You look at them and you say, "Dawg, man, that's a nice, they got a nice body, whether man or woman." But then you don't look and say, "Well, dawg, how long that person been working out to get that body?" A lot of times you might look and you say, "Well, it probably took them 3-6 months." And you start looking, you find out, man, they probably been working out about 10-15 years. And what was happening? They was consistently 4, 5, 6 days a week working out, drinking protein shakes, eating healthy, watching what they put inside their body over and over and over and over again. And then that's when they got to that point where you saw those muscles. And a lot of people say, "Man, I want that body." Yeah, but do you want to do what you got to do in the dark in order to get to the light? See, the thing about the dark is this. It's not seen. Most people want to be seen. So what happens is this. If I tell you, let's say I tell you, you know what, you can get $1 million, but you will have to invest 40 years of your life, save 10% of your check, over and over and over again. You won't be able to get no fancy car. You won't be able to do none of the fancy stuff. But after about 30, 40 years, you'll be able to get it. What would the average person say? "Man, I'm not waiting that long." Why? Because that's done in the dark, and no one will see what I'm doing. But if I go buy the fancy car that I can't afford, everyone can see that. If I go buy the house that I can't afford, everyone can see that. See, that's what most people will do. They'll do that because they know for sure, hey, there's light to be shining on me. But the problem with that is this. At some point in time, all those bills that you have, all that credit that you've been using, at some point in time it's going to show. At some point in time, you're going to have to ask mama for some money. You're going to have to ask the bank for some money. You're going to have to get one of them cars repossessed. Why? Because of what you were doing in the dark. And see, that's the big problem. We worry so much about shining the light instead of, at the end of the day, focusing on the dark. We'll go somewhere. For a second. Everything that glitters is not gold. You can see someone on Instagram, and they might have $20,000 in cash in their hand, or in their pocket, and they show you. They might show you $500,000 in cash. Yeah, I got it. You see your favorite rapper, or your favorite entertainer, whatever it is, and you like, "Dawg, man, he really got it." And then you see 4-5 years later, their chain get taken away, and you find out they didn't even pay the bill for the jewelry. They couldn't afford it. And see, what happens is, then the jeweler suing the rapper, or they buy a car, right, they can't afford, right? Then the car get repossessed, then you hear about it in the tabloids. And then you be like, "Hold on, man, that person was so wealthy, what happened?" Because of what they were doing in the dark. Because of what they was doing in the dark. That's what ended up showing in the light. Now I can show you the same scenario backwards. A person in the dark that don't buy the jewelry, that don't overspend for the house, that don't overspend for the car, and they just grind it out. They invest, they save, they put into a business. Then you see that person 20 years later, and then all of what they were doing in the dark start to show. And when it start to show, now you like, dawg, man, he on. I want to do that. Yeah, but you got to ask him, what was you doing in the dark? See, that's the problem. See, people don't see what you do in the dark. All they see is the light. I give you an example. Right now I'm doing this video. Okay? Me doing this video. But I just got through doing a Facebook Live video. But if I would have told you that, you wouldn't even knew that. Why? Because I'm doing it in the dark. And I've been doing that in the dark. I'm on TikTok. That's another platform that a lot of people probably didn't even know I was on. But why? It's being done in the dark. But what I do know is I'm seeing progression. It's slowly happening. More progression and more progression and more progression. But why? Because of what I'm doing in the dark. At times I run Facebook ads, right? If you never got the ad, you wouldn't even know about the ad. But why? Because it's being done in the dark. And see, the problem with most people is all they want to do is show everybody they like. That's why you can see a family be on a vacation. You be like, dawg, they were just on a vacation, on another vacation, on another vacation. And then you see a year or two later, you find out they're struggling. You're like, man, how you struggling? You don't know vacation and trips? Because all you saw what they were doing in the light. You didn't see in the dark. They were mismanaging their money. See, that's the key to life. It's not what you see in the light, it's what you do in the dark. Because the dark is going to always come out. The most consistent will win. The most consistent person will win. The person that's willing to get up every day, pray, brush their teeth, wash their face, comb their hair, uniform on, go to work, get off work, put 2-3 hours toward a business, or put 2-3 hours toward a career, as in going back to school, or studying for a test, or studying to get a certification. They put that 2-3 hours every day. Guess what's going to happen at some point in time? They're going to get the certification or the degree, or the business is going to grow. But while they're doing those things, you will never see it. Why? Because it's done in the dark. See, people think the light is the most important. No, the light is only going to show the results of what you do in the dark. That's it. I can reach in my pocket right now and show you a wad of cash. I can show you a wad of cash in my pocket right now. But a young person, they're not going to know that I work 6 days a week. They're not going to know I don't get 8 hours of sleep a day. All they're going to see is, oh man, he showed me a wad of cash. See, that's the problem in our society. See, everybody just want to show you the result, right? But I'm the person, I'm going to say, how did you get the result, sir? How did you get the result, man? If I see a guy in shape, I'm talking about he got muscles, I'm going to start looking like, okay, what workout do he do? I start looking, okay, let me try to do some of the workout. How do he eat? If I see a woman that works out, I'm talking about she's in tip-top shape, I want to know, well, no, what does she eat? What protein shake she drink? Do she take amino acid? Does she take a multivitamin? What do she do? See, we just want to look at the result and we just want to say, oh, okay then, I want the result. Then the person going to say, but what if I told you it take you 10 years to get that result? Are you willing to do that? Man, I don't know if I want to do that. And that's the problem with our society. And we don't teach kids, hey son, it's going to take you time to go get that bike. you're gonna have to save $2 or save $1 a week. You get $2 allowance, save $1 a week, son. And then let him keep doing it. Then he start learning, okay, things take time to develop. Things take time to happen. Your life will be based on a bunch of small decisions. See, I give a prime example, okay? When you are in college and you have the opportunity to study for your exam or go to that party that one of the famous rappers gonna be at, what do? You can go to that party, but then what about that studying you missed? You can have another person, right, that want to pass the test. You get off work, it's like, okay then, are you going to put your head in that book? Well, I'm tired today, I do it tomorrow. You ask the next day, well, I'm tired today, I do it tomorrow. That's cool. But then when it's time for you to take that test and you don't pass it, you got to look and ask yourself, what was I doing in the dark? And then when you look in the dark, you're going to tell yourself, I really want to handle my business. That's why I didn't get the result I wanted. I wasn't handling my business. That's why I didn't get the result I wanted. Now see, that's the key. That is the key to get results. What do you do in the dark? If you see a little boy playing ball, okay, let's just say you see a middle school kid. Let's say he's 12. He play on the basketball team, okay? Some kids are going to be very talented. A lot of them going to be okay. Some going to suck. But when you see a kid that's very talented, you know what normally happens? When you start looking in the dark, you start seeing that he got a mom or a dad that's helping train him. Mom got him playing AAU ball. Or dad got him playing AAU ball. Dad, when he get off work, he tired. But you know what he do? Son, come on, let's go ahead and get 50 shots up. Son, let's do some defensive slides. So when he get in the game, you see him killing. I'm talking about, can't nobody stop him. But then people like, well, dog, how your son get so good, man? Well, we train him. We got him a personal trainer. He eats healthy. He can't go sleep without doing 100 push-ups. We make sure he do 100 squats. We making sure he's ready. You don't see that. All you see is the performing in the game. When you see a person that's wealthy, you don't see what they did to get to that point. Think about Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather probably worth $500 million. Just guessing. Right? But you don't see that Floyd Mayweather been training since he was a little kid. See, you see the money that he making at 35, 38, right? And now he's what, 44? But you didn't see what he did at 10. What he did at 12. What he did at 14. He wasn't rich at 10. He wasn't rich at 14. When he fought in the Olympics at 18, 19, he wasn't rich. But what happened? It was steady being done in the dark. At one point in time, no one knew who Floyd Mayweather was. And he kept going, and he kept going, and he kept going. And before you know it, by the time he got in his early 20s, we started figuring out, oh, this is Floyd Mayweather. Okay then. Why? Because of what he was doing in the dark. We didn't see the training back then. That's why when a person be quick to say, man, that person has the life and he has it made, you don't know what that person been through. You don't know what that person did because all you see is the light. Some people might say, well, shoot, man, he's spoiled or she's spoiled. You don't know what that person went through. You don't know. Walk it like you talking. There are so many people that talk. They talk so much. They talk. Then they have no results. I give you a prime example. You can have someone that can be overweight, and they'll tell you, man, you work out? Yeah, I work out every day. I train. I eat right. Then you look at them and you're like, hold on for a second, man. Man, you are very overweight. How is that possible for you to do that? They will actually make up a story. Then you sit there and tell yourself, like, hold on for a second, man. Everything you're doing in the dark will always come to light. It's always going to come to light. If you're not working out, it don't matter how many times you say you're working out. You know what's going to happen? You're still going to be overweight. You can say all day you studying for that test, right? In the light. Or you can post on social media that you got a book in your hand. Yeah, that's great. But then what happens when you take that test and fail it? Why? What was being done in the dark? Wasn't anything being done in the dark? That's the problem. That's the problem. What are you doing when no one is looking? Everybody want to do something when everybody looking. But what you doing when nobody looking? What sacrifices are you making? If you just living your life for you, you ain't gonna ever get that result. You know why? Because the result ain't gonna show because of what you're doing in the dark. People post pictures and they use filters, right? And the filters, okay, make you look so amazing, right? But then you see the person in person, you say, hold on, man. In that picture, you didn't have no stomach. What's going on? In that picture, you didn't have no wrinkles in your face. You didn't have no bumps. In that picture, you looked a little bit taller. What's going on? Because see, you thought what you showed in the light was going to reflect what you're doing in the dark. And at some point in time, that when what you do in the dark is going to come back to light. So stop trying to be a fraud. Stop trying to make excuses. Stop lying. And start making the right decisions in your life. Because as long as you start making the right decisions in your life and start handling that business in the dark, that's going to start coming to light. And when that start coming to light, that's when you become the best version of yourself. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar dream. I need everyone to like this video, share this video, also comment on this video. I would like to hear what you think of this video or your experiences in life. What did you have to go through to get where you are? What did you have to do? See, we love to tell the story of, hey, I'm rich, or hey, I got the money. But we don't like to tell the story of, well, you know what? I had to sacrifice that first year. I had to drive the hoopty in order to put myself in a position. I had to eat the ramen noodles to put myself in a position. See, we don't like to tell that part of the story because we want to look good. And then what happened with people is they can never reach their golden dream because they don't understand how much you grinding. Whenever I do these videos, I study to do these videos. I think, I write notes, I take notes. This is effort. And by me doing that, the least you can do is like the video. I'm not asking you for a cash out. I'm not asking you for PayPal. All I'm asking you to do is hit a like button. Support me. Hit the share button. That's the least you can do. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. Check me out on all those platforms. Who in Charge on the Beat? He's the best producer in Louisiana. If you don't believe me, go to his YouTube page and check him out. My name is Sidney Combs. Thank you for listening. I'm out.